نبينا وحبيبنا وقدوتنا ومولانا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Respected brothers and sisters in Islam, first we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala once again. Allah has afforded us the opportunity to perform our Maghrib Salaah with Jama'ah. Alhamdulillah, we ask Allah to accept our Salah with Jama'ah. We ask Allah to grant us sincerity and istiqamah. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Inshallah, this evening we start with the tafsir, beautiful surah Al-Qari'ah, a surah that we recite many times in our salah, a surah that many of us are familiar with. So this evening we'll discuss briefly the tafsir and the meaning of this beautiful surah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala of the Quran. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala starts off the surah, again like Allah starts off many of the surah in Juz Ammah, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala starts it off with some of the events of the day of Qiyamah or related to the day of Qiyamah, the final day, the day of resurrection. And Surah Qari'ah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, again starting of Al-Qari'ah, Al-Qari'ah, the striking event. And Al-Qari'ah is one of the names of the day of Qiyamah. We'll find Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala refer to the day of Qiyamah with many names. So one of the names Allah referred to the day of Qiyamah, Allah referred to it Al-Qari'ah, the striking event. Mal-Qari'ah, what is the striking event? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking to get our attention even further. وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا-Al-Qari'ah, and what may let you know and understand what the striking event is all about. And if you look at the word Qara'a means to strike. You know, when many times we hear people say when a disaster hit, and then we hear people say, I don't know what hit me. I don't know what hit us. So Allah is referring to the day of Qiyamah as that striking that will happen. Qara'a also in Arabic refer to being bald, no hair. Meaning the head is barren, the hair doesn't grow there. So like that, with the striking of the day of Qiyamah, this earth will be barren. This earth will not be the earth as we know it. It will be the plains of resurrection where the day of Qiyamah will take place. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us some of the description of the day of Qiyamah, what it will be like. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, يَوْمَ يَكُونُ النَّاسُ كَالْفَرَاشِ الْمَبْثُوثِ. It will happen on the day when people will be like scattered moths. It will be the day where people will be like scattered moths. And here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is drawing attention to what our condition will be as humans. You know, when we see the moth flying in the room, it's not like the birds. When you see birds flying, they move in sequence. They fly together, they're going a certain direction. When you look at the moth flying, the moth doesn't know where he wants to be. He's following the light. He just wants to be close to the light, and his wings is clapping. It's almost like there's no order. That will be the condition, as Ibn Kathir rahimahullah mentions, meaning in their scattering, they're dividing, they're coming and they're going, all due to being bewildered at what is happening to them. They will be like scattered moths. Will be completely confused. That will be the condition. Allah protect us. That will be the condition of the people on the day of Qiyamah. They will be like scattered moths. So when we see again the moth flying in our rooms or wherever, take a closer look and reflect. And look at how he's flying and trying to figure out where he's going. And then it will give us a type of reflection of how it will be on the day of Qiyamah, where millions and millions of people will be like that, says Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because of the being bewildered of the events of the day of Qiyamah, the frightening things that will happen on the day of Qiyamah. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala again further explains, وَتَكُونُ الْجِبَالُ كَالْعِهْنِ الْمَنْفُوشِ. And the mountains will be like carded wool. And if you look at the picture of the great mountains, look how big and massive is that mountains. The mountains is one of the creation of Allah, where Allah many times mentioned in the Quran to demonstrate Allah's power and qudra. Like how Allah wants us to look at the heavens, and Allah says, look at the heavens, how Allah has created it. Likewise, Allah has created the mountains for us to reflect over. Look at the great mountains Allah has erected in this dunya, and Allah has created these mountains as pegs to keep this dunya together. On the day of Qiyamah, that mighty mountains will be like carded wool. It will be like wool, so sensitive and not even weighing anything. That will be the condition of the mountains. That great mountains Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created. So where do we and you think that our power and our authority and our ego and our status in this world can even assist us or be of benefit for us on the day of Qiyamah? If this will be the mountains which Allah has created. So Allah says people will be like scattered moths. The mountains will be like carded wool. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala now bring to our attention the highlight of the surah. Allah speaks about this, the weighing of the deeds. And Allah says, فَأَمَّا مَنْ ثَقُلَتْ مَوَازِينُهُ. Then the one whose scale of good deeds are heavy. And here we know that deeds will not be counted, but it will be weighed. And that's why Umar radiallahu anhu, Ibn Umar radiallahu anhu, one of his famous words is that وَزِنُوا قَبْلَ أَن تُوزَنُوا. That weigh your deeds before it will be weighed on the day of Qiyamah. We must always check the quality of our a'mal. When we do an action, after we complete, we need to weigh the quality of our a'mal. What will be the weight in the eyes of Allah? How sincere was it? How sincere was my ibadah? And what will give weight to our a'mal? As mentioned, fewer good deeds with a high degree of faith and sincerity. And in accordance with the sunnah will be heavier than many good deeds. For example, prayer, fasting, charity and pilgrimage with lesser degree of faith and sincerity or not completely in accordance with the sunnah of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So if we want our deeds to weigh heavy on the day of Qiyamah, sincerely with the pleasure of Allah, with sincere iman, complete iman in Allah, and following the teachings of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and that will be a means of our deeds, adding weight to our deeds. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَهُوَ فِي عِيشَةٍ رَاضِيَةٍ. As for the one whose good deeds will be heavy on the day of Qiyamah, he will live a happy life, meaning in Jannah, he will enjoy the pleasures of Jannah. وَأَمَّا مَنْ خَفَّتْ. Now Allah says, وَأَمَّا مَنْ خَفَّتْ مَوَازِينُهُ. But he whose scales are light, his scales are light, and the ulama mentioned, meaning light, there's no righteous deeds on it. There's meaningless deeds, deeds that there's no weight, that carry no weight. Or he had good deeds, but he lost all of the good deeds because of the harm that is caused on others. As the hadith mentioned, when you cause harm on others on the day of Qiyamah, they will take from our good deeds and take from our good deeds on the day of Qiyamah until we find the evil deeds outweigh the good deeds. So they lost all of the good deeds on the day of Qiyamah. And for them, says Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, فَأُمُّهُ هَاوِيَةٌ. His abode will be this hawiyah. And فَأُمُّهُ, in the hadith, if you literally translate this ayah, it means his mother will be hawiyah. And the ulama mentioned why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala referred to his mother, meaning that one of the interpretations is say that the head of the body is referred to as the mother of the body. The head our heads are the mother of our bodies. So because of this, taking this interpretation, the people, they will be thrown head first into the fire of Jahannam. Allah protect, they will be thrown head first in the fire of Jahannam. Also another interpretation, Ummuhu Hawiyah, meaning that in this dunya, no matter how bad a person is, the only place sometimes which we will find, or the only person sometimes who will take us in and look after us is our mothers. Is our mothers have a special type of rahmah for a child. But Allah says on the day of Qiyamah, if you find yourself to be people of Jahannam, then that will be your abode, that will be your place you're going to. No other place want to accept you but the fire of Jahannam. So we ask Allah to protect us, not to make us from those group of people. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Narun hamiyah. Allah first says, وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا هِيَ. And what will let you understand what is this fire of Jahannam all about. Narun hamiyah, a blazing fire. If you go into the description of the fire of Jahannam, Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says that the fire of this dunya, it is one part of 70 parts of the fire of Jahannam. Meaning the fire of Jahannam is 69 times more hotter than the fire of this dunya. And we already can't take the heat of this dunya. None of us can even withstand a few seconds with a lighter. Imagine the heat of the fire of Jahannam. Hadith mentioned that the Jahannam itself is complaining to Allah that certain parts are eating and burning away certain parts of Jahannam because of the heat. And Jahannam is not like Jannah. In Jannah, when we go up, the better the Jannah becomes, the higher the rank. In Jahannam, it's completely opposite. The lower you go, the worse the fire of Jahannam becomes. And that's why those in the lowest form of Jahannam will be the munafiqeen fi dark al-asfal min al-nar. They will be in the lowest part of Jahannam, the worst part of Jahannam. So, my beloved brothers and sisters in Islam, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us of those who will strive and work in this dunya to do righteous deeds that will weigh heavy on the day of Qiyamah. That Allah weigh our deeds, let us do every action we do it with complete iman, complete sincerity, and do it to the best of our ability, like how Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught us, and that will increase the weight of our good deeds. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.